Hey, we'd like to take a minute to thank our sponsor, Isotope, makers of software and plugins for audio repair, mixing, and mastering. We use Isotope products here at the High Gain. It's an important part of how we've been able to bottle pure podcast gold week after week. And guess what? Isotope offers 1 free month of Music Production Suite Pro, which has all the tools you need to mix, master, and repair audio. Also, you can get 10% off all other software using the promo code FRET10. That's FRET10. All of this is at isotope.com, IZOTOPE.com.
Hey, this is Ed Peterson.
And this is John Kieltyka.
This is the High Gain Podcast.
Yes, it is the High Gain Podcasts. We talk about guitars here.
Are you going to tell me about a guitar today, John?
I am going to tell you about a guitar, Ed.
Where are you right now, John?
I am in West Seattle, Washington.
That's fantastic. Hey, tell me, who is a better actor, Sylvester Stallone or Ralph Macchio?
Duh, Ralph Macchio.
Wow, just like instant snap response.
Instant snap response.
Great.
Hey, Ed.
Yeah.
You mentioned Ralph Macchio.
Yeah.
He might listen to this podcast, I think.
He's a smart guy,
Yeah,
so he probably is.
He's like 50-something. But, you know, lots of people listen to this podcast.
Baby boomers or Gen Xers.
Everybody. Do we ever hear from any of these people? That would be nice.
Oh, we do.
Really?
Yeah.
We have actual listener mail?
We have an actual first listener mail.
Nice.
And
Oh, lay it on me.
are you ready?
Yeah, I'm
You want me
ready.
to read it?
Yeah.
So this comes to us from Nick C. We'll just say Nick C.
Yes.
From New York City.
Okay.
New York City. So if you send in a mail, maybe give us your name and where you're listening from.
That sounds great. I got to hear it. I got to hear it.
So here's the mail from Nick C.
All right.
Lads. He starts, lads.
Nice.
Lads. I am loving the podcast. I like this guy. I
That's
like
good.
him.
Yep.
Here he goes. I can't wait for the Mexican Stratocaster episode for personal reasons. However, I would be remiss if I did not point out that your reference to the director of Rocky, though fleeting, was incorrect. Yeah. It was not directed by Sylvester Stallone, but by a gentleman named John G. Avildsen, whose magnum opus was directing all 3 installments of
What?
the Karate Kid trilogy.
Macchio.
Ralph Macchio. Yep. I'm going to pretend that the 4th Karate Kid, starring a young Hilary Swank, never happened. You do that. As well as the quirky and underrated film called Neighbors, starring 2 upstart actors named John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. Ooh. That movie's weird.
Is it?
Yes.
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
A lot of those 80s movies, late 70s, early 80s movies with those SNL dudes are just drug stupors. And that movie is a prime candidate for that.
John Belushi?
Yeah. Sorry. It's also worth noting that John Avildsen left this plane of existence in 2017.
No, 2017?
Yep. And we all know about John Belushi at this point.
Yep.
Keep strumming, Nick.
Wow, that is fantastic.
It's so great. I am really excited. And keep the corrections coming, because I say a lot of stuff and I do not fact check any of it.
Yep.
However, right after the episode was done, I thought to myself, Sylvester Stallone did not win. So I did fact check that and realized it, but it's good you people keeping me honest.
Keep writing in, because we're not real big on facts.
No.
It's like wrestling for entertainment purposes only.
Right. Again, it's the highgainpod@gmail.com.
Yep.
What are you drinking today, John?
I am drinking a fine coffee from our good friends at Uptown Espresso.
We don't need to plug more companies.
Okay. I'm drinking coffee.
Me too. We're both having soy lattes.
Soy.
We're going full on, not decaf. We're going leaded today.
Full calf.
Ventes, big boys.
Hey, you know what we're doing today, Ed?
I just drove over to my friend Matt's house.
Yes.
Here in beautiful West Seattle, Washington.
Yes.
And I picked up a 1975 Ovation Deacon.
Ovation Deacon.
Yeah.
I could pretend I didn't know that, but I'm the one holding it right now.
You are holding it and I'm staring at it. Yep. Nope. Hit that A chord. Hit it harder.
Oh, okay. A chord.
Great. Great.
Okay.
Put some fuzz on that. It's cool. Yep. You know what I know about the Ovation Deacon?
What?
Nothing.
Oh, I know lots of stuff.
Oh, do you?
This is going to be a wild story, Ed.
Okay, I'm ready.
Ovation, as a company, makes guitars I think we're probably all familiar with. The acoustic electrics with the round back on them.
I'm super not into them. I cannot actually imagine playing one of those, but sure.
I've had to do it a few times.
Yeah.
It was not my finest moment. Ovation is the brainchild of one Charles H. Kaman.
Kaman. Charles Kaman.
Old Chuck.
Chucky K?
CK. Chucky K.
Calvin Klein.
Yep.
Calvin Klein made the Ovation.
Yep.
Okay.
Chuck.
Great.
Chuck was born in 1918, Ed, in Washington, D.C.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
And he's still alive. He's 100 years old.
No, he is not 100 years old, Ed.
Wait.
Sadly, he died in 2011.
Wow, so he was in his 90s.
He maybe got up there.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. That felt delayed, but I'll let it pass. You're fucking around over there.
What are you gonna do?
To be fair, I don't do anything on this podcast. I come in, sit down, we start recording. I do not do shit.
You've got a coffee there.
I'm drinking a coffee.
Yeah, well, you got a notebook.
Look, I got a notebook, but that's just to doodle penises.
Yeah.
We'll post some of my penis doodles.
I'd love to see those. Yeah, draw a couple of those.
Okay.
Well, Charles Kaman, he grows up basically playing guitar. He starts when he's 12 or 13 years old, like a lot of people, and he gets really good, and it remains a passion of his throughout his life. But oddly enough, it was not the primary focus of his career for a long, long time.
Okay.
It remained kind of a hobby. Oh, that's nice. Ed is showing me one of his penis drawings. That is awesome. Way to draw a dick.
Thanks.
Yeah. little stubby guy.
Yeah, it's funny. It's cute.
Kaman,
Yeah.
he goes full on kind of science mathy.
Yeah.
He goes to school to be an aeronautical engineer.
I don't know anything about Ovations, but let me tell you what I think about Ovations, and you just tell me if I'm just crazy and wrong.
Okay.
I think that those guitars, the acoustics, the back of them is made out of the same shit that they put in helicopters.
You are correct.
At the time, it was some space-agey material. They're like the acoustic version of a Parker Fly. You know what I mean? A fucking wackadoodle, high-tech thing.
Well, there's a reason for it.
Okay.
So he studies aeronautical engineering,
Yeah.
and he does really well at it, and
Okay.
gets a job with Igor Sikorsky.
They make helicopters.
Yes.
They make the Russian helicopters.
Yes. Well, Sikorsky was a Russian-American.
Those aren't the ones that are like the bubble?
Maybe. But helicopters were
Yeah.
being made, it turns out, like back in the early 40s.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, who knew?
Yeah, well, I picture, MASH.
That is a Husky helicopter, and that is a Kaman design.
Really?
Yeah.
The dude that made the Ovation,
Yeah.
made the MASH helicopter.
Yeah, in 1945, he founds, not Ovation,
No.
he founds Kaman Aircraft and
Okay.
starts making fucking helicopters. He does really well at that.
Yeah,
And
okay.
the Husky helicopter, that bubble one you're talking about, goes on to fly more rescue missions in Korea
Yeah.
and Vietnam than any other aircraft. He's on it. But,
Yeah.
But
Can you imagine getting your ass shot up and then the helicopter comes to rescue you and you got to be thinking like, I'm saved.
And you look up, is that Jamie Farr?
Right. But also, like, how do they get you out of there? They strap your ass to a gurney on the outside strut.
Yeah.
That is not the way I want to be rescued. I mean, or I guess it is because it was super successful.
It's so successful. He is made an honorary fellow of the American Helicopter Society in 1950.
Yeah. You know what I like about 1950 and like the 50s in general?
What?
Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing.
It gets worse because, we start getting entangled in Vietnam.
Right.
And so Charlie is thinking he wants to sell a bunch of helicopters.
Of course he does.
So
Businessman.
he makes a deal to sell a whole bunch of helicopters to the government. You know Robert S. McNamara?
I do.
Remember him from Vietnam?
Yeah. They knew shit was going sideways and they just decided to keep selling helicopters and guns.
Something must have gone wrong somewhere because McNamara cancels Command's contract for the helicopters. Turns out
Too successful, saving too many lives.
Yeah, we don't want your helicopters.
Right, no.
Now he's thinking, wow, my main primary aeronautical career has gone a little soft.
Speaking of, like, did you see this picture I drew?
Wow, that's another one. Oh, that's great. You're just adding to it. Yeah, a couple of hairs.
Yep,
Oh,
I got stuff going on over
that's
here.
really
guys.
great.
Yeah.
He needs to diversify.
Sure.
He tries all kinds of things to apply his science head to. Mm-hmm. And then he thinks, well, I've played guitar my whole life. When he was in college doing the aeronautical thing,
Yeah.
he sat in with the Tommy Dorsey band
Wow.
because their guitarist had quit suddenly.
Okay.
So our man Charles,
Who was their guitarist?
I don't know,
Hendrix?
so the dude that quit. And Charlie goes up there
Okay.
and plays and knocks it out of the ballpark.
Of course.
Tommy Dorsey says,
Yeah.
hey, you want to be my new guitarist? What does Charlie say?
He says, fuck you. I got money to make, baby.
That's right. He says no.
Oh, that's the soft version of what I would have said.
Yeah, so at this point, he's thinking, I need to diversify. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty good at guitar. I know about guitars.
I know about helicopters. I know about guitars. I know about space age materials.
Yeah, so I want to do this.
Yeah.
But he's not thinking of building them.
Oh,
He
really?
just wants to get into them. So he takes a trip.
He wants to climb in.
He wants to get all up in there.
Yeah, okay.
He goes to Nazareth.
Nazareth, Pennsylvania.
That's where Martin is.
To Martin, CF Martin.
Yep.
The Martin factory.
Yep, in Martin, Pennsylvania.
That's great.
Yes.
Wait, where?
Martin. Nazareth. Nazareth, Pennsylvania.
Okay.
He's getting one of his guitars repaired, but while he's there,
Oh, really? He took a Martin in.
yeah, he's making all this helicopter money anyway.
Right.
He's got his own company.
Yeah.
So he thinks, while I'm here,
Yep.
hey, Martin,
Martin.
why don't you sell me your company? The balls.
This guy.
Yeah.
Come on.
Charlie says, I would like to buy your company. And of course, Martin says,
Get fucked.
exactly.
Did they smash his guitar?
No, they fixed his guitar and he left.
Okay.
He subsequently made a second offer
Okay.
to Martin.
Wow.
What do you think they said that time?
I think they said, get fucked.
That is exactly what they said. That's engraved in a plaque
Right.
outside Martin.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
Good. I have a lot of respect for Martin as a company. How do I feel about Gibson as a company?
Oh, you don't like Gibson?
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't. Martin, I think they've held on to their integrity and I love them.
Yep.
And they said, get fucked twice.
Yep.
To that sweet, sweet war money.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
I
he
love
drives up to Chicago, the home of Harmony. Harmony amps, Harmony guitars, Harmony, all that stuff.
I've owned a Harmony. They have an exact copy of a Harmony that I own at
Thunder Road Guitars in West Seattle?
They do. I was just looking at it
Today.
today. We walked up there. We bug those guys. We go there maybe too much.
Yeah, ThunderRoadGuitars.com, you mean?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Frank just sort of shakes his head and
We'll have to have Frank on if we can teach him how to
be a little respectful. Show a little respect, Frank. Yeah, but no, I do know about Harmony.
Yeah,
so they were based in Chicago?
In Chicago, Charlie goes up there to look around and says, hey, Harmony, I would like to buy you. So what does Harmony say to Charlie when Charlie wants to buy them? They said, get fucked.
Oh, did they? Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Turns out a lot of spine in those guys.
Yeah.
But Charlie's starting to get the message. Charlie is thinking, I can't buy my way out of this one.
Right.
I better just start doing it myself. God damn it.
That's, yeah.
In 1966, with that sweet helicopter money, he decides to make his own company. So he founds Ovation Instruments.
That is great. 66 is a little before I was born, but a lot of cool shit happened in 1966, I think. Batman 66. Batman 66, which is a modern comic book that harkens back to Batman with Adam West and Burt Ward.
The TV show?
The TV show. The TV show started in 66, and there's a current comic book called Batman 66 that's like a Batman comic based on the TV show with Burt Ward and Adam West.
Man, Burt Ward.
That dude had a huge cock.
You should just call that up and draw a picture of it.
There's not enough ink in this pen. We are talking way too much about this stuff.
So he founds Ovation and starts making those acoustic guitars with the plastic backs. That plastic is called Lyracord. Let's just say it's a space-age polymer.
Yeah,
Space-age polymer.
That's what I think. It's like it's from his time in aerospace, right? Am I wrong about that?
You are right. You know what they used it for?
Helicopter shit. The rotor blades.
Yeah, back in the beginning, the helicopter blades were made out of wood. And so a problem was
They were made out of wood.
Well, that too.
Right.
But the vibration would transfer down the rotor shaft and shake the hell out of the helicopter.
Right.
So they needed something to dampen that vibration.
Okay.
So they coated the blades with this Lyracord material to dampen the vibration and control it more. If they could predict how it was going to vibrate, they could work with it.
I am totally following.
Yeah, so based on that premise,
right,
Charlie is like, let's make a guitar back out of this, and we can tweak it to make it project more, to smooth out the kind of transients in it and make it kind of a smooth-sounding guitar.
That is really great that he, put some wood on the thing. We learned some lessons with helicopters. That's American ingenuity.
By the way, you know why it's called Ovation? He's putting prototypes together. He takes one to famed jazz guitarist Charlie Bird.
Yeah, okay.
And says, hey, what do you think of this?
There's a movie called Bird by the fucking dude with the chair.
Clint Eastwood.
Fuck that
guy. That's not about that bird. That's Charlie Parker.
Right.
Charlie Parker was named Bird. Yeah.
Right.
But Charlie Bird was named Charlie Bird.
Bird.
So Bird plays it.
Okay.
And he says, well, it's kind of nice. I like it. This thing deserves an ovation.
Wow, that's
And our man Charlie Command is like, okay, ovation it is.
So this dude did have his head up his ass a little bit.
A little bit.
Okay.
A little bit.
Okay.
When he finally puts this thing into production, he, like so many other instrument manufacturers, realizes that the best way to get the word out is to get some endorsers.
Yeah, you said word and then you were saying bird and I kind of... Yeah, like that.
So, who does he get? The first endorser of Ovation Guitars is Josh White.
IDK.
Famed African-American blues and folk singer.
Okay.
At this point in 66, 67, he's been playing guitar since like the 30s.
Okay.
I'll give you a little feeling for Josh White.
Okay, lay it on me.
Real soulful.
Yeah.
This guy was really big.
How do I feel about the blues, JFK?
Probably the same as you feel about the Grateful Dead.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct. But I think my biggest problem is like that the shit has been done. And like, no one's going to play it better than what you just played. We're done, assholes. Like, I don't need any more 12-bar blues. Led Zeppelin did not improve on what that dude was playing. Get fucked, Zeppelin. Like, come up with your own shit. So I'm into what you just played.
It gives Josh White the guitar, and this is significant in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Not only that Josh White loves it and plays it for the rest of his life.
Wow, really?
Which is sadly not very long.
Oh.
He was only 45 when he died. But he has the distinction of being the first African-American endorser of a guitar. Can you imagine? 67, and he's the first official endorser, like in advertisements and stuff, of a guitar.
Any guitar ever? The world is so fucked up.
Plenty of well-known African-American guitar players, of course. Going back however long. But, I mean, look at Fender. What's Fender doing in their advertising in the 60s?
Well, they're putting bikini girls on the cover.
Yeah, the Whitey McWhiterson.
Exactly.
You know, like the Beach Boys and the white dudes.
That is so fucked.
At the same time, Muddy Waters is playing a Telecaster. Is he in an advertisement in 1966? No, he is not.
No. You know what started in 1966?
What?
The Black Panthers.
Yep.
Maybe there's a reason for this shit, you assholes.
Yeah.
We're like 52 years later, and the shit's fucked up. Ronald Reagan became governor in 66.
Addled jelly bean eater.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
Not a fan of that guy.
No. So not only is he endorsing them, Josh White.
Okay.
Ovation goes on for years to make a Josh White model Ovation acoustic electric guitar.
I had no idea.
Yeah.
I'm learning so much from this podcast, John.
Well, I'm glad, Ed. You seemed a little deficient coming into this thing.
Yes.
So I'm trying to help out where I can.
Yeah. Great. Thank you. Thank you.
But you know what? All hell breaks loose.
Mm-hmm. David Schwimmer was born in 1966.
Was he?
The guy from Friends.
Band of Brothers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
He was in Band of Brothers.
Oh, which is about World War II.
David Schwimmer seems to always play assholes.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Untrustworthy characters.
Huh.
Maybe he's good at that.
He doesn't come across that way in Friends.
But, so I hear.
Oh, great.
In 1968? Mm-hmm. God damn. Glenn Campbell, famed studio musician and erstwhile member of the Beach Boys, he gets his own TV show called The Good Time Hour with Glenn Campbell.
That's a mouthful.
Yeah.
What's Glenn Campbell up to these days?
That's what.
Shit.
Yeah. So he's on The Good Time Hour, playing, singing, having skits.
The Good Time Hour with Glenn Campbell.
Oh, maybe
and Friends.
Or maybe it was just called The Good Time Hour.
I don't know.
So he's playing an Ovation all the time.
Huh. An acoustic electric?
Yeah. In fact, Glenn Campbell helped Ovation develop the piezo pickup. They are arguably the first people to do that on an acoustic guitar.
Are we going to argue about this now?
We probably shouldn't because it's true.
Okay.
He wants them to do that because he doesn't want to be on TV with a big old microphone sticking in front of his guitar. Mm-hmm. He thinks it's unseemly. So, yeah, Glenn Campbell helps them develop the under the bridge pickup, uses the guitar on TV, uses it in recordings. Listen to the smooth, silky sounds of the acoustic guitar, Ed.
I am a lineman for the county.
Hear that?
And I drive the main road.
Yep.
Searching in the sun for another overload.
Okay, so there you go. I don't think we have to get too far more into Ovation acoustics, except to say that that's what's going on. Our man Charlie has made a go of this thing.
Yep.
The helicopter money went soft, but he managed to leverage it against acoustic guitars. People are liking the way the back on these guitars projects.
Right.
It won't be until the 80s maybe that people start hating these things.
Yeah, okay.
But in the 60s, the American guitar market starts to go a little soft.
Yeah, right.
Let's do something that's not like those other guys. Let's make solid body guitars.
They never made a normcore guitar. All their shit's crazy.
Well, that's true. All their stuff is super science-y.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, they're putting the lyra chord on there and trying new things. But let's do it. Let's make solid body electrics and let's throw them against the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
So they start making things with all kinds of different names.
What year is this?
72.
This guitar we think is it's a 75.
75, this here Deacon. But before the Deacon, you've got the Breadwinner.
Yeah,
the
that's
Preacher,
a cool guitar.
And before that, the Viper, the UK, and various models that just had numbers.
UK2.
Yeah, UK2. In fact, this guitar has a number too, but I'm just going to call it the Deacon.
Yeah.
So they're trying stuff and nothing is really sticking. They get to the Deacon, and they're starting to get a little traction. There are people playing them. People like them. What makes their entry into the solid guitar market so much different than anybody else's? First off, I should say that this Deacon is one weird-ass looking guitar.
It is crazy.
But there's a reason for it.
Yeah.
How do I describe this thing, Ed? How would you describe this?
To me, the top of the guitar looks like a shark fin. It's got a total fin curved up over the top. Most guitars, I think, if you look at them outside of like, Vox teardrops or something like that,
Right.
most guitars have that like curvy waist thing.
Yeah.
They've got a waist on top and on bottom.
Mm-hmm.
This one is a fin. It looks like a car fin from the 50s.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the end of that fin,
Yep.
there's a little bevel
Yep.
put into it, so when you're playing it, your arm rests comfortably
Yep.
on there. Now, the waist on the bottom
Yep.
that you alluded to
Yep.
is smaller than most guitars
Yep.
to offset how far out that fin sticks on top.
Right.
Which makes it sit on your leg very well.
Yeah, I picked that guitar up. It looks really weird, and I sat down with it, and you can put it sort of on your left leg, and it just sort of rests really nicely. Like it's like made to be played sitting down. Yep, you look really nice.
Yeah.
You've got this t-shirt on that's got like a picture of poop, and then a picture of like a padlock,
Yes.
and then a down arrow.
Yep. You got to keep your shit on lockdown.
Shit locked down.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep. So that's a
Yeah.
weird shape, whereas it might look at first blush like a piece of rope thrown on the ground.
It does not look like a piece of rope thrown on the ground.
Much.
But,
Little.
I mean, I get what you were saying,
Yes.
but no.
At first blush, it looks random, but it's actually very ergonomically thought out.
Totally. That I'm into. It is super ergonomic in a way that you would not imagine. Just from looking at it, you wouldn't imagine how comfortable it is to play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another thing noteworthy, the bottom cutout on this thing exposes the neck so you can play up higher. Now, normally on some guitars, you go up pretty high.
Right. Pretty good.
This is a 2-octave neck.
Yeah, it's got a 24th fret. That is
So you
crazy.
can get
And you
up
can
there.
get to that 24th with no problem.
No problem. You're not like wrapping your hand around the body of the guitar like
Yep.
you can get all the way up there.
Get up in there. Climb all up in there.
Yeah, all up in there.
Yeah.
This is also in keeping with the design of the piezo pickup and the
Right.
kind of electronic advancements that Ovation is doing. Mm-hmm. Arguably the first electric guitar to use active electronics.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
As a side benefit, you get to constantly be putting fucking batteries into your guitar.
Yeah, it has a control plate in the back that you take off and put 2 9-volt batteries in.
God damn.
Yeah, that's
Two batteries. And I'm sure it's got the deal where if you just leave that thing plugged in, it just sucks the juice out of them. You know?
It does, because the active electronics are not activated until you plug a cable into it.
Right. So you just accidentally leave that thing plugged in and get fucked. Get to throw 2 more batteries into the landfill.
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
So the controls on it are pretty straightforward. There's a volume knob, there's a tone knob.
That's pretty straightforward.
Where you get into weird variances are with the 2 toggle switches.
Okay.
One toggle switch controls pickup selection
Seems straightforward.
nominally.
Oh.
There's more to it. I'm going to flip this pickup selector to the top.
Okay.
Hear that?
I do.
How would you describe that tone, Ed?
I would just say warm and bassy.
Yeah, it's that is really good.
Those are 2 kind of basic adjectives. What is another
Basular?
basular?
Yeah.
Tepid.
Oh, like putting a sleeping dude's hand in warm water?
Sure, I guess like that. I just think more, just kind of lukewarm, Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
But in a nice way.
Well, that's in keeping because I have the pickup selector on the neck pickup,
Okay.
which we know provides a warmer, bassier sound than if you put it on the bridge pickup, which
Yep.
is this.
Yeah. That's the less bassy. Right.
Yep.
Great. Okay.
So there's a third position I just went to. What the hell is that?
The middle.
No, the
Whoa.
bass pickup,
Whoa. Yeah.
both pickups,
Okay.
also both pickups. What gives?
Yeah, what? Tell me what gives, goddammit.
Phase.
Oh.
You can put both pickups on. These are humbuckers. These are 12 pole piece toroidal contoured pickups. 12 individual pole pieces on these things.
Pole bangers.
And they're adjustable.
Adjustable pole bangers.
Yeah. In 75, 76, switched over to just regular old humbuckers, but
Oh, really?
a lot of people seem to prefer the sound of these.
Yeah.
So what the switch does, you can put these two pickups in or out of phase.
Okay.
In phase,
Yep.
out of phase, a little
Yep.
more scooped out. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
the other switch,
Oh.
that is an EQ notch.
Uh.
So it takes certain frequencies
Yeah.
and cuts them out. Which frequencies?
Yeah. I don't
That
know.
depends on which pickups you have activated and whether or not they're in phase.
Oh my God. It's too much. This fucking scientist dude is going all sciencey with his knobs and switches.
Well, let's take a listen. So
Okay.
here's the neck pickup again, right? Now I'm going to take that EQ notch
Yep.
and switch it back and forth so you can just kind of hear what's happening.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Oh. Oh. Okay.
So it scooped out some of the mids.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
Okay, now put it in the middle
Okay.
and do the same thing.
Oh, weird. Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Okay, now
All
put it at the back.
Yep.
These are the two pickups in phase. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Now that is not even to mention
More?
the active part of the tone knob,
Yeah.
which can cut or boost. So let's just I'll roll the tone back and forth.
Okay. Ooh, little dirty pot. Whoa. Now you're starting to get into some business. Throw that muff on there. What the fuck? More. Give me some more. That's not enough. Come on. Yeah. There you go. Yep.
I'll roll it back.
Okay. Whoa. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, so you can see not only can you choose the pickups, you
Yeah.
can choose if you want them to be in or out of phase,
Sure.
and you can choose whether or not to scoop out some of the mids
Yep.
with the EQ switch,
Yep.
and that's before you even decide whether to cut or boost the tone using the tone knob.
Yeah, that's a lot of stuff going on.
A lot to keep in mind, but
Yeah.
as you heard, I
Right.
hope it's easily hearable.
Oh, the tone. Yeah, the differences you get out of that thing are crazy. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with this.
I kind of usually tend to be a set it and forget it sort of guy, but, I'm also not Glenn Campbell.
Nope,
No, I'm not.
you're not.
R.I.P.
Did we? Oh, that's right. I think. Well, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about
Yeah.
that. So that guitar, what's the first year of that guitar?
First year, this guitar,
Yeah.
73.
73, and they made it until...
82.
Okay, 73 to 82.
Yeah, I should say the appointments on this thing.
Yeah,
so you've
it's
got
nice.
all those electronics in
Yep.
there. You've got a bound fretboard with diamond inlays, fret
Yeah.
inlays. If this were a preacher and not a
Yep.
deacon, it wouldn't be bound, wouldn't have the diamond inlays. It would have dot inlays. Like a lot of companies,
Yep.
depending on which model you buy,
Yep.
then you pay for more appointments,
Yep.
fancier kinds of things. The body is all solid mahogany.
Yeah.
It sounds pretty good, and the bridge on this thing is.
It's weird.
If you took this bridge off,
Yeah.
you could use it as like brass knuckles on somebody. This is
Yeah. I'm not sure, but like it feels like it might be coated with that poly stuff you were talking about.
lyra cord.
Sure.
I believe it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got that like weird kind of rough bubbly.
Yeah. Think about it the same way as the helicopter
Yeah.
blades.
Yep.
I know that there are certain parts on my guitar that vibrate.
Right.
I
Right.
want to be able to control how and when and
Yeah,
and
which
how
is-
much they vibrate. Let's coat it with lyra cord so at least
Yep.
we won't stop it from
Yep.
vibrating, but
Yep.
it will be more of a known quantity.
My guy Chuck just scienced the shit out of that guitar.
Chuck did science the shit out of this.
I think that's great. I think that's exactly what you need to be doing. That is what I'm talking about, where like that is the opposite of what bugs the shit out of me about like the Fender Telecaster Deluxe. And it's like there are things you can do to a guitar that you're not just like copying every other guy. He did not copy a Les Paul or a Telecaster or a Strat. It is very distinctively its own thing.
He had the Command Aircraft Company
Right.
at his disposal.
Sure.
So he could tell those scientists, hey,
Yeah.
science this.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what they would do.
Yeah, that's great. Way to go, Chuck. It's, again, the wonderful thing about having this military industrial complex where you're just spending billions of dollars in a war effort. What do you get? Maybe a nice guitar that no one bought.
Yep.
Except my guy, Matt.
Yep.
Have we talked about Matt?
No, tell me about Matt.
Matt's a friend of mine, and he has, weirdly, an odd collection of Ovation solid body guitars.
Wow.
And I told him about the podcast, and he was like, oh, I've got a lot of weird shit, which I knew, but that one jumped out at me as like, we should borrow one of those. And so he was nice enough to let us bang out one of his Ovations.
Has he done anything with them? Is he in a band? Does he?
Strange you should ask.
So he records exclusively with Ovation solid body guitars?
He has his first album, Rockstar Matt. His first album, Armageddon, came out like 10 years ago.
Wow.
And it was recorded exclusively with Ovation solid body. Which is great. Which is like, and he has Gibsons and Fenders, and it's just like, nope.
I got to tell you, one thing we haven't talked about is with all the appointments and all the features on this guitar, how does it feel to play it?
Yeah.
And I will tell you that it feels really comfortable.
Yeah, I love it.
I am not fighting this guitar at all.
Right.
Very easy to get around. It's pleasant, I must say.
Man, I think I would have to go pretty far down the list of guitars I want to get to a Deacon. But now that I've played it, it's moved up. Oh, God, I just spilled my fucking soy latte on myself.
What is it with you and beverages?
I don't know. Well, maybe it's the fact that I'm sitting here fucking around with beverages every time.
Yeah, moving up on the list.
Yeah. Like, I mean, that might be above the Ibanez Gem now.
I find that happens as we do this, as we do a deep dive into the guitar and just explore what it can do, how it was made, all of that. You do kind of gain more of an interest.
Yeah.
If I were to see one come up somewhere for a reasonable price, yeah, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We did the Ibanez Artist.
Yes.
Last time, and now we did this, and I would much rather have this than the Artist. And the Artist was a super cool guitar too, but this is just weird, like for a weird, neat guitar. I think that's pretty high up on the list.
So your friend Matt.
Yep.
You said he records with only that. Do you have anything to play for me?
Yeah, lay it on me. Hit it. Great. That's all Ovation.
Even the bass?
Yes. Even the bass. Not the drums. All right. Stop it. Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
It's pretty great. Yeah. Thank you very much, Matt. And I believe on both of his albums that he has out, he recorded everything. Guitar, bass, drums, every noise.
Oh, a talented guy.
Yeah.
That's great.
So,
Rockstar Matt.
Yep. In his house in West Seattle.
West Seattle, Washington.
Yep.
Rockstar Matt.
Our own.
You can find him on Spotify.
Yep. iTunes.
Yeah.
The internets, the various internets.
Yeah. Rockstar
places.
Matt, if you like that.
Yeah. You could probably stop saying that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm sure he's going to appreciate it.
Yeah. Rockstar Matt. I find that cut from Matt pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Because,
why is that?
Well, it's harder. It's more distorted.
Yeah.
And when I was looking up various players throughout the history of Ovation, I found a whole bunch of pictures of some fat dude jumping through the air with a guitar strapped on. I'm like, who is this guy flying through the air with an Ovation solid body electric guitar strapped on.
Yeah.
It's a dude from UK Sub.
Okay. I don't know much about them, but
They're punky boys.
Oh,
Still playing.
great.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I dug this up from 1979, recorded with an Ovation electric solid body
All right.
guitar. These guys.
You got some?
Yeah, no, I do.
Okay. Oh. I'm super into it. Yeah. Okay.
It's pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 1979.
That's great. He's Johnny on the spot with that thing.
Yeah, in 79. There was a lot of stuff going on in 79 informing that, I bet.
Like The Deer Hunter winning the Academy Award for Best Picture. John Cazale's last movie.
That was his last one?
R.I.P.
Oh, that's right.
Yep.
Cazale.
That was his last one when he's asking for the boots and shit.
All right, you
It's
guys,
the
whoever
coming,
took my
the
boots,
coming
I
of
want
the
back.
storm. Like you've got Margaret Thatcher, Maggie, out.
Oi.
Boy, exactly. You lot. But Michael Jackson's Off the Wall came out.
Really?
I think that's like, isn't it? 79? I think
80?
that's when that.
79,
maybe,
80,
yeah.
81? I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah,
Something
I
like
don't
that. I don't know. Draw a dick and think about it.
Yes.
So it's not long after that, 79, 80.
Yeah.
About that. We know that in 82, they stopped making the Deacon.
Okay.
They tried other solid body kind of configurations. Nothing really took.
Yep.
So then our man, Charlie, who has a record of approaching companies and saying, "Can I have you?"
Yes. That's his jam. Yeah.
He does it again.
Okay. Who? Gibson?
Nope. Hamer?
I do.
Hamer guitars?
Sure.
In 1988,
Yeah.
he succeeds.
No shit.
He says, "Hey, can I buy you?" And they say,
Wow.
"Yes." So he buys Hamer guitars.
Okay. Great.
Luckily, in his back pocket, Charlie always had
The Industrial War Machine
the
funding him.
the acoustic electrics are stronger than
And
ever.
those.
And people are still playing these. I don't know if it's the ironic factor or not.
Yeah.
The Arctic Monkeys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know those guys.
Yeah, the Arctic Monkeys like Ovation solid body electric guitars.
Really?
Yeah, the guitar player in that band plays himself a Viper.
It's a very cool name for a guitar.
Very snaky.
Yeah. Yeah. The Viper Room. That's Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Owned the Viper Room. River Phoenix.
Died outside the Viper Room.
He did. R.I.P.
Oh, River Phoenix.
Yeah.
That's Ovation.
That's a pretty, that I used the word warm earlier.
Yeah.
And this actually has it's kind of got that tone to it. Oddly. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it a lot.
And of course, we don't want to not mention our friends ABBA.
Of course.
Yeah, Bjorn.
Yeah.
Bjorn and ABBA. He was known in the day to play an Ovation breadwinner.
That's not true.
That is true.
So now John is showing me a picture of Bjorn.
Yep.
God damn it.
Yeah.
That fucking band. I could not give a shit less about ABBA. And somehow you manage every episode to bring it around to those fucking guys.
As soon as the episode's over and the headphones are off, Ed thanks me for bringing up ABBA.
Yeah, I'm super into it.
They are his guilty pleasure.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I was going to say, I don't know if I could name an ABBA song off the top of my head. But you love them, and that's great.
You love them.
Your mom loves them.
Your mom loves ABBA.
Okay, what else?
Well, Ed, this has been fantastic. How can people get a hold of us, Ed?
R.I.P. this episode.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could email us at thehighgainpod@gmail.com.
Yeah, or they can go to the website, thehighgain.com.
Yeah, they could, I don't know, they could go to Facebook, The High Gain.
You can go to Twitter,
The High Gain.
Instagram,
The High Gain.
The High Gain.
Yeah.
Yeah,
all of
everywhere.
those. Yeah.
iTunes,
We
Stitcher.
are taking over the world, guys.
That's right. Ed is going to be a benevolent dictator. Don't worry.
Yeah. Buy a t-shirt.
Buy a t-shirt. They're sexy.